It's always nice to be here at Festival of Traders, and I will just put my webcam on for 1 second just to say hello. Welcome, everybody. And hey, nice to see you all. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. Just got a haircut, so I'm ready to go. Festival of Traders. Okay, I'm going to teach you, if you make an appointment with the futures markets, how to find tons of trades really quickly. So we have a system, and I've got a goal today, and my goal is to teach you something meaningful so that when you leave, you've got something that you didn't have before you got here, and it's great to be part of so many excellent traders. So at 10-minute trades, we have a very different system. We trade quite differently from most other companies. That's me. You saw me. My name is Leigh Goldstein. I'm the trading director. Don't forget also, the disclaimer has been everywhere today. It is possible to lose money trading futures. Also, keep in mind, when people show trades, and I'm going to show you a couple of trades because I want you to see what's possible. But just because one person made $2,000 on a trade doesn't mean you will make $2,000. There are different fills, there's different liquidity. Orders that might be available for one trader may not be available for you, and you have to take a little bit of time to put the effort in to learn about what you're doing. You wouldn't get into a car and jump on the Autobahn if you didn't know how to drive, and you should do the same amount of care when you learn to trade. But I want to show you two fun, awesome trades because I want you to see what is possible. The first trade I'm going to show you is a special video we made. We always trade the US jobs report. It's one of our family money trades, and that means it's an excellent trade that we would trade our own family's money on it. Our software puts these little X's on the NinjaTrader chart. We trade futures and we trade with NinjaTrader. We have software that installs into NinjaTrader, so it becomes a part of the platform, and it helps to automate these news-based trades because that's what we do. We trade events, we trade news, fast-moving markets most of the time, not always, but most of the time. So our software handles the heavy lifting, puts the orders on the chart so you don't have to fumble around. I've got my target set. I've got my stop set. I know what's going to happen if I get filled. And this particular trade, it was over before I even blinked. That was one of the best jobs report trades we ever had. It was over 2K in a nanosecond. But again, remember, not everybody made 2K. Some people made 500. And I want to show you 2 weeks ago's Amazon earnings trade, because earnings using futures is one of the most unique things that we do at 10-minute trades. We don't trade the stock, we trade the futures, and we watch the stock, we study the stock, we know when Amazon is going to release their earnings, and I know how to create a setup using the futures markets to take advantage of that. The recent Amazon earnings was one of the greatest trade rooms I've ever been a part of. Almost every single person that traded in that room made money, and I mean serious money, not $100, not $200. Some traders made thousands of dollars on this trade. I'm showing you what's possible. It's possible if you put the time in and learn what we do at 10-minute trades. We made on that Amazon trade $1,200, and it was instant. It was in a nanosecond. You can see it right before 4:01 p.m. because that's when Amazon releases their earnings. We had our software put the orders on the chart. There's our orders, and we know now we have about 15 or 20 seconds to wait to manipulate our orders if we need to, and we have an adjust button that lets us recenter our orders. Didn't have to do anything, hit our targets, everything. We were done out of the trade literally in about 5 seconds. Those were two recent trades where we made real money our traders and our members made money, and you can trade it in a cash account, in a prop account. However you want to trade it is possible, and you can learn how to do this, and I want to teach you how to do it. That is my purpose. I used to be just a regular guy, just like everybody else. I didn't know anything except I knew that I was interested in trading these fast moving events. I got hooked on natural gas when I first started trading. I just noticed that it moved when they released that natural gas report. And natural gas was really hard to trade. When I first learned, it was very, very, very volatile, much more volatile than it is right now. Although, as of recently, we can see as the price is going up on natural gas, the instrument is becoming more volatile when they release their news. How much is in storage? That's what creates the movement. But to be clear, so what we do is we trade what we call appointment-based trading, ABT for short. We use the Ninja Trader platform and we trade futures. We have a system. We have our JOBB software, which is actually being renamed in a week. We've got a brand new partnership we're working on with someone everybody knows. It's going to be really exciting. We're changing the name of our software. We've called it for 8 years. It's been called JOBB software. It's kind of dull, kind of boring. Well, we're going to spruce it up. We're going to have a new name, a couple of new features. We have our software. We've got 4 elements that make up our system. And we've got a really phenomenal special offer that I'm going to make today that expires tonight at midnight. It's going to be the last chance to join our service and maintain the current prices that we have. Because like I said, we've got a lot of really exciting things going on at 10-minute trades, a new partnership, and our prices are going to go up. They're probably going to double. No joke. We've always been way too inexpensive. Our system is made up of 4 elements. We have our weekly schedule, our DMM, daily market mover trade reports, trade room access, of course, and we have our JOBB version 11 software. The weekly market mover is our weekly schedule, and on that schedule, and anybody can take advantage of this schedule, even if you don't want to trade the news. Even if you heard those fake rumors that trading the news is not safe, it's not true. Any trading can be difficult and complicated if you don't have the right tools. And trading the news is no different. Having the right tools makes trading the news just like trading anything else. You just got to know when the news is being released. And either you're going to trade it specifically or you're going to trade around it. What you don't want is you don't want to be in the market in a natural gas trade when you have no knowledge of when natural gas storage reports being released, because that could ruin your trade. So anybody can go to our website, www.10minutetrades.com, and get our free schedule. Just subscribe to the free video, how to find your own 10-minute trades, and we'll start sending you the weekly schedule. Our weekly schedule comes out every Sunday. We send it to our members, or they can download it from our website. It's got the time that we show up in our trade room, because remember, we're making an appointment with the market. So we're not in our trade room all day long watching charts and waiting for things to happen. We know when things are happening. So that's when we go in the trade room, usually about a half hour before the news or an event is taking place. We go in the trade room, our members all join us with us, and we start talking about the event that we're going to trade. We show videos about previous events, the same event, maybe last month or last quarter, last week, if it's an oil report or a natural gas report. And our weekly schedule also shows the trigger time of the news, the expected time for the news event to take place. Of course, the name of the event, the instruments we're considering trading, and then we have just some notes about the particular event. And also we do some streaming on YouTube, so we let people know which events will stream live and free on YouTube. And that's our WMM, the weekly market mover. That's our weekly schedule, free, like I said. The daily market mover, every member that joins, many of our events, not every event, but many of the events we trade have a daily market mover. It's a trade report, and it's a report that we send to our members the day before the event. So we know in advance generally the way that we're going to trade an event. Now, of course, a volatile market could make you slightly change the way you're going to trade. So that's why we talk about the four elements. The weekly schedule, of course, is obvious. The daily trade reports, yes, they're extremely useful, but the key to doing this the right way is by coming into the trade room where we talk, we educate, we discuss, we go over the markets, we look at the volatility, we look at the previous report that we're trading. How did it act last month or last week? How did it act 5 previous times? Is this a report that we even want to trade? Maybe it's not performing well. So we aren't traditional. We're not looking at Fibonacci's. We're not looking at Elliott waves. We're looking at what happened the last times that these events traded and how did they move. We're studying probabilities. What's the probability we're going to have a good outcome to this event? Is this an event that's good enough to be a family money trade? Is this an event that makes money regularly? Each time that it trades, nothing is 100%, but we have events that haven't stopped out. I've got earnings trades that maybe they've stopped out once in 3 years. Now, keep in mind, earnings are quarterly, so it sounds a little better than it is, but even still, some of the earnings trades are really big moving trades. And when you get them right, you can trade earnings after earnings for nice profits. And some of them are like $150 profits. Sometimes we get up at 6 in the morning and we trade Home Depot's earnings and we make $150, $200. You go back to sleep and then you get up and trade a jobs report. And that's the way that we approach the markets. We have these great setups for all different types of events. You can pick and choose the best of the events, which is what we recommend. Nobody would want to trade all the events, because why would you want to trade? Look at today's oil report. Let me give you a real life example of what our members saw. I hope, oh, you know what I did? I did a terrible thing and I already filed the report. So let me just tell you instead of wasting time looking for the report. So for instance, tomorrow we have natural gas coming up. Natural gas, this is our natural gas daily market mover trade report. It's got a yellow line, and that yellow line is our trade setup. Our software becomes a part of NinjaTrader, and we know that we're going to bracket natural gas 10 ticks above the current price, 10 ticks below. We don't care what the news is. We don't try to guess if it's going to be a lot of natural gas in storage or no natural gas in storage. All we care about is the move and how is it moving. If you notice, so we have this yellow line, which is our setup. We've got the instrument that we're trading, natural gas, 0325 is the symbol. But importantly, we have this little trade journal in the middle, and that has the last 6 weeks of the natural gas report because it's a weekly report. And you'll notice that over the past 6 weeks, natural gas has only been a 50-50 trade. It's lost as many as it's won. The oil report didn't have a single winning trade in the past 6 weeks. You wouldn't trade it with real money. You probably would think hard about trading it in a prop account, except under one instance. There's something called a probability trade. We're not looking at reports that never make money. All right. What would be the point? There would be none. So the reports that we trade at least have some history of success. The oil report, by its nature, is somewhat of an inconsistent report, but of course, It has times when it goes through a month or two of very good trading and it makes nice money, nice profits. If the daily market mover report shows 6 losers in a row, you probably would not trade that report, except, as I was saying, one instance, a probability trade. Probability trade is a high risk trade because right now the natural oil hasn't been trading well, but it's due for a winner. Natural oil, I keep saying natural gas because I'm looking at it. Oil had 6 in a row of not making money. It's time for a really nice winning trade where it just acts normally. And we call that a return to the mean. Many reports return back to the way they trade normally because these events, a lot of them, if you look at them over a certain amount of time, they have a very regular way that they trade. When they go outside of that regularity, that's when they become problematic. But then they return to the mean and become regular again. So the key is find the ones that regularly win and stick with the best of the best. Markets change, reports can become losers once they're winners. So, of course, you're watching for trends in the way that events behave. But it's a great way to trade because we just show up in our trade room when we are ready and we trade the events that are moving. Our third element is our software. Our software has been updated for many, many years, and it's a custom strategy add-on to NinjaTrader. It has multiple setups. It can completely automate a trade. It can put your brackets on the trade. It can put your entries on. It can put your targets on after you get filled, and it'll put your stops on. It has trailing stops. It has ways that if you hit a target, you can move your stop to break even, or you can move your stop to break even -3. All sorts of customization. We like to think of our software as an ATM or a super ATM. It's an automated trade management product. It allows you to adjust the features in your trade semi-automatically and often automatically. And that's what our software does. It's a weapon to help us trade these events as safely as we possibly can trade them. Appointment-based trading, it's a time-based approach to the market, as I've shown you. You can schedule your trades easily up to a week in advance, longer if you want to. The longer you go out on a schedule, of course, you just have to be aware that schedules change, and the longer you go out, the more possibility there is that something will change in the schedule. So just you want to keep that kind of information in mind. All types of trading is risky. You know, everybody said, don't ever trade the news. It's the riskiest way to trade. It's never been true. Or the one that kills me the most is there's slippage. You can't deal with the slippage. And the thing is this, look, news trading, any kind of trading, as I said before, is risky. But if you have the right tools, if you have the ability to enter when you want to, if you have the ability to enter when the trades themselves tell you is the best time to enter, when you can enter with the best possible stop size because you've studied the stops on dozens and dozens of the same event over and over, that makes our style of trading no riskier than any other style of trading. So it's not true also that slippage ruins the trades. If you understand slippage, then you'll understand there are different types of slippage. There's positive slippage and there's negative slippage. In that jobs report that I showed you, I did not have big enough targets to make $2,000 on that trade. My targets were only for about $1,000 of profit. But what happened on that particular trade, if you watch it, it was so fast that when the market tried to get out at my target, it went further in my direction in profit. So instead of getting, let's say my target was 20 ticks, I might have gotten 40 ticks of profit. That's called positive slippage. We have as many instances of positive slippage as we have negative slippage. Negative slippage is when you try to get out of a trade and a trade might be so fast that your stop doesn't get placed in time. And instead of getting stopped out with your exact stop of 20 ticks, you might have gotten stopped out at 37 ticks. It's possible. The key is to understand what's going on. So when these things happen, you can go, oh, okay, I see what happened. The market was fast. My stop was slow getting responded to. That's why that happened. Instead of you hurriedly write an email to the broker, what happened? The stop wasn't exact. Trading is not exact. Sometimes things happen that you don't expect. When you're educated, you understand what can happen. So when the unexpected happens, you don't go into a panic and you're able to deal with it and move on to the next event. That's the absolute key about how to trade properly. So why do I love appointment-based trading? Because I love trading, but I hate being in the market. I certainly don't want to be in the market all day. And in fact, I've learned that the less I'm in the market for this type or any type of day trading, the less I'm in the market, the more profit is possible. Over the years, the least time that I trade, the more I make. Trading's also boring. You can sit around for hours waiting for setups. If you blink at the wrong time, have to go to the restroom, you can miss your setup. So here's the key for what I wanted to teach during this webinar. How do you find these fantastic trades? That's the key. It's so easy. There are hundreds of events available. All you have to do is know where to find them. But before I show you that, one more thing that's very important. Why do these types of trades work? So if you think about exactly what's going on here, what triggers an appointment-based trade? So you've got these categories, popular categories of triggers that create this market movement. The first trigger would be a high impact economic report. The second category would be a big company earnings report. So what do I mean by a high impact economic report? Well, that would be an FOMC statement, right? You ever watch the market during an FOMC statement? The market moves like crazy. How about the US jobs report? I just showed you that. The market moves like crazy. How about today's CPI? Holy crow. You could blow up a prop account on that trade. How about tomorrow's PPI? That's going to move the market. Those are categories of triggers, high impact economic reports. They're announced, they have specific times, and you can trade them or you could trade around them. You can do both. Trigger category 2 would be big company earnings reports. Quite a few years ago, we accidentally discovered a great way to trade futures markets on stock earnings. And we actually use thinkorswim stock charts, trading views stock charts. We look at the stock charts, but when we're trading Apple earnings, which has been a very nice earnings trade, particularly for the last 2 quarters, when we're trading Apple's earnings, I'm trading the NQ because we learned of a great way to do it. So that's trigger category number 2. And then category number 3 is a more generic category. Market opens, like gold opens at 8:20 in the morning. The oil market opens at 9 in the morning. The market closes, obviously, at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and the market reopens at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Those are times when, if you're clever, if you put the work in, you can design your own trades. You can learn how to do that by using our software. It lets you to design any kind of trade. We have breakout trades, trades that just use a simple bracket. We have range trades, trades that allow you to trade, say, between 9:30 and 10 a.m. and trade the breakout of that half hour. We have all sorts of clever ways that you could put a button on a chart and enter a trade when you press the button. and still your stops and your targets will be automated on that trade. So there are hundreds of triggers that you can choose. And the key to these trades is understanding the calendars and how they work. And it's so easy that anybody can learn to do this. And everybody should read the calendars every morning so that you don't put yourself in a trade at the wrong time by accident, so that you know when to be in and out of the market. One of the first calendars that we use, one of our favorite products, is Financial Juice. Now, Financial Juice has an excellent calendar. If you go to their website, it's financialjuice.com, and you look on the left side, and they have coded news events. The red ones generally are more important than the yellow ones. Okay, the blue ones are often Fed people speaking, but the key is they have a coded, simple system. You can scroll through their events and you could look at them and keep track of what you think might be an interesting event to trade or to look at first. The key is that inside the NinjaTrader platform is a feature called Market Playback, and all you have to do is spend an hour or two learning how to use Playback, and you can find any trade's previous date and you can replay the trade. So the key is learn Market Playback so you can learn to trade, to practice trades before you trade the real one. That's the way you back test and find the best events. Now, of course, we've been doing that for years, and we have dozens and dozens and dozens of great events to trade. One other thing that's super phenomenal about Financial Juice is they have in their pro version a squawk box, voice news they call it. That voice news lets you hear the news while you're trading. So you don't have to look at their chart. You don't have to look at what the news event is going to be, but instead you hear it in your headset. Fabulous feature, Financial Juice, one of our favorite calendars. Calendar number 2 would be Forex Factory. ForexFactory.com. Click on the word calendar. You get a full week of trades. Click on the little right arrow above you and you get next week's trades. Click back on the left arrow and you're back to the week. Forex Factory uses also a color-coded system to show what they feel are the most impactful events. They've got red for the most impactful, orange for medium impact, yellow for highest, for lowest impact. Now, the reason you want to be involved with us is because everyone makes mistakes, even we do. But if you look at the natural gas storage report, it's labeled a yellow. We know for a fact that on Thursdays, the natural gas storage report is more volatile than a yellow. And when you come into our trade room, we make sure you understand that. And we discuss how to trade it safely because it's not a yellow. So the key is you want to be involved with us because of our knowledge and experience with all of these events. We know them and have traded probably almost all of them. So with Forex Factory, you're going through, you're looking at the events. British GDP, 2 in the morning if I'm living overseas or if I'm British. Hey, I've got myself a possible event to test. Let's see if it moves the market. Swiss CPI. I know for a fact that's a tradable event. Today's morning CPI, that was a tradable event. It was a monster trade, very volatile. Tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning, we will trade core PPI. We'll also trade natural gas storage. What'll give you a hint, especially also, if your broker raises your margins for a day, that event is going to be very volatile and it's going to have a possibility of a trade. Doesn't mean it's an automatic safe trade, but it means it's a possibility of a trade. And we're going to do everything in our power to find a safe way to trade. So Forex Factory, they have a very nice color-coded system. Another excellent calendar that we use is investing.com. You go to www.investing.com, click on economic calendar, And then they give you a week full. You press this week and you get the full week. And of course, you can go and look at what happened all week in the news. It's good to see what's going on in the world because that will have an effect on the news in the US. Everything is related. And you scroll down, they use stars. A 3-star event is an event they feel is very impactful. A 2-star event is medium impactful, and then a 1-star event has less impact. So again, the way that you deal with this information is you use the calendar to find the impactful reports and then learn to use market playback in NinjaTrader. And we did a whole webinar on it about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we have many videos on how to use the feature so you can study the events, come into our trade room and trade them with us. And I'll show you another calendar that I like very, very much. There's a calendar called Trading Economics. They have their own system. They use this highlight system. Red highlight is a very impactful event. Very easy. The key is you now have the ability to find hundreds of trades going through whatever calendar is your favorite calendar. Besides showing you when the news is, they all have a methodology and a system for showing you how good the event could be to trade. When you key that with the ability of the NinjaTrader platform to practice playbacks, you're all set and you're ready to go. So back testing your trades helps you to find them, and why these reports work. Why these events are so explosive is because when they release the natural gas storage report, when the news is very different from what they forecasted, that creates the volatility in the market that makes the instrument you're trading move. That's why the jobs report moves the NQ. If there's more jobs created, there's going to be response from the market, and the market response is what we're trading. The key to what we do is trade the best of the best events. We call them family money trades. They are the trades that have the highest rate of success. We send you our daily trade report, the triggers we're focusing on, the time of day, which market we'll be trading, and that's what our whole system is based on. Well, we have a deal that's expiring tonight at midnight for $1, and you can trade in a prop account. $1, you could learn all the ins and outs of appointment-based trading, get all our software, the daily market movers, everything that we include in our professional subscription, trap trade reversal software, our magnet trade software, earnings trades, breakout trades, the whole bit. Everything's included. Our software, $1. It expires tonight. All right. I will post the link in the chat. It looks to me like I'm pretty much out of time. And I actually have an earnings trade coming up in 3 minutes after this webinar is over. So I want to post the link for everyone. I will answer any question. If you need to reach me, help@10minutetrades.com. Help@10minutetrades.com. That's how you reach me. My name is Leigh Goldstein. I'm the trading director at 10 Minute Trades. For $1, you can take a 30-day trial of our system. For full transparency, it will auto renew for $97, okay, a month. All you have to do to cancel, send us an email at help@10minutetrades.com that you want to cancel. The only thing we ask, please cancel before your billing period rebills. 30 days of 10-minute trades, all right, $1, everything that we have. A quick start video to help you get started, Pro Trade Room, the daily trade reports, software license, our new magnet trade strategy, all for $1, expires tonight at midnight. Tonight at midnight. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. The key is using the calendars to find those events and using the system playback in NinjaTrader to back test. But all you have to do is go into our trade room and we'll help you to find the events that work the best. Okay, thank you everybody, and I hope you all have an awesome rest of your day.